HaKadosh Boker Tov, we're continuing with the Likhvod Shabbat, Siman Resh Mem Bet. There's a Takanat Ezra Sofer that they would actually come and wash their clothing on Thursdays, Mipnei Likhvod Shabbat, which means that they would come and make sure that they have clean, fresh clothing for the Shabbat. Some people say that the Ikar of Takanat Ezra is that they should actually do Likhvod Shabbat, right? Because anyway, you already have the mitzvah of putting on clean clothing for Shabbat. And Ezra came and he said that you shouldn't do it on Friday because you're going to be very, very busy on Friday, so therefore you should do it on Thursday. And other people say, no, the Takanat Ezra was just that you have to wash them for Likhvod Shabbat, and therefore he comes and he says, if you're going to do it on Friday, there wouldn't be any problem, and if you can't do it on Friday, then you do it on Thursday. But for sure, Lechatechila would come out that you wouldn't do it on Friday. Nowadays, though, since we have washing machines, even Lechatechila, you're allowed to do it on Friday. So that's very, very important that nowadays, because of our washing machines and dryers, you're allowed to wash clothing even on Friday, lechatechila. Now he comes and he says, if you cannot do it not even on Friday and you can't do it on Thursday, so then you're allowed to do it other days as long as you're doing Likhvod Shabbat, right? But he says, but don't do it, try not to do it before Yom Revi'i, right? Wednesday, because if not, it's not nikar. It's not recognizable that you're doing a Likhvod Shabbat Kodesh. The next halakha is basically baking bread Likhvod Shabbat. Minhag Benot Yisrael is to bake bread for Shabbat, and they do it on Erev Shabbat. Some people say that this is also Takanat Ezra, and some people say no, it's just Minhag Benot Yisrael. The poskim actually bring down, there are two different reasons, right, for this. Not only just for Kvod Shabbat, but because since Mitzvat Chala was given to the woman, because she caused to Adam Rishon, right, she caused the chet, and she ruined Chalato Shel Olam, which means the Chala of the world, and therefore this mitzvah was given to the women, and therefore for them to fix up, right, as a remedy for this sin, they come every single Erev Shabbat and they're going to come and they're going to bake bread. Now he comes and he says you should do it on Friday, so that way it should be fresh. And also because on Friday it's nikar, it's recognizable that you're doing it on Shabbat. If you cannot do it on Friday, so then you could do it on Thursday. There's not going to be a problem. Now he does come and he says that it's very, very important that even if it's going to be, you have bakeries and everything that you want, it's still better to make the challah yourself in order that Likhvod Shabbat Kodesh you're doing it, plus that you are doing the mitzvah of challah. However, though, what happens if a family has a small family? What's better for them to do? Should they come and now bake, right, a lot on one end of Shabbat, so that way they do mitzvah of frashat challah and they freeze it? Or every single week they do the small amount, whatever they need, right? Let's say it's only a husband and a wife. They don't need now 6 chalot or the 12 chalot or whatever it is. So that's shlishi doing the Bet Knesset. So you need basically one challah for lechem mishneh, one challah for the nighttime, one challah during the daytime. So basically it's 2 chalot, right? So now what? Every single Shabbat you're going to come and you're not going to have a frashat challah. So he comes over here and it says it's better to do a lot of quantity on one end of Shabbat and to freeze it than to do small quantities that you don't have the shiur of challah. So it's very, very important, which means that you're going to make sure that you do the frashat challah, that again that she's doing, right, the mitzvah in order to fix up what she did, right, during the chet of Adam Rishon and Chava, and therefore that's what's better to do from the beginning. The last halakha that we'll mention is that there's a minhag to eat what's called pastel. What is pastel? Maran calls it empanada, which is basically going to be that you have a food on the bottom, a food on the top, and the middle is going to be meat, right, which is in English it's called shepherd's pie. The reason why there's a mitzvah, there's a minhag of eating such a food is zechel aman. The man had shichvat tal, you had dew on the bottom, dew on the top, and the manna which was in the middle. And therefore, because of that zechel aman that we know, that we have the bread on Shabbat and everything that we're doing, zechel aman, so too our minhag is to eat a type of food that on the bottom is one type, the top is the same type, but in the middle it's filled with meat. So therefore that's important just because that was a minhag based upon zechel aman.